Hi. So this is my first video, and to get it started off, I support LGBTQ, and I follow a lot of pages, and something that I've noticed on a lot of those pages is that people bash on Christianity and religion, and I'm Christian myself, and yet I support this. And they talk about how it offends them, and it offends me whenever people bash on me. I'm not one of those people that's like, oh my God, God has to save you and all this stuff. I'm not like that. Oh, are you Christian? Yeah, you. And then you fill in whatever you are. Okay, cool. Go on my way. If you care enough to want to become Christian, you can ask me. I'll tell you this and that, and you make your own decision. But the whole thing with, there are extremists of everything. You cannot come up with any form of ideas or beliefs without someone making an extremist opinion of it. And that's what these people are. They're just extremists, and they don't even account for most of us. And I even have statistics. 55% of America supports gay marriage. 42% oppose it. And only 3% is undecided or doesn't vote for it. But you also look at the percentage of America that is Christian, and 77% of Americans identify as Christian. So you cannot tell me that most Christians are this homophobic image, because it's not true. In all of my years of going to church, I rarely ever saw this. I mean, yeah, I don't go to church anymore, but, you know. And for those of you who are going to watch this and be like, oh, you follow the Satan and all this stuff. What? That's not even, no. I've read the Bible. I know what's in it. And it does say that if a man shall lay with another man, he shall be stoned. But it also says, he who has sinned least may cast the first stone. And this is 2014, America. No one is without sin. The only way that you are without sin is if you are 6 years old and younger. And even then, well, technically, I guess before you can even talk. Because drinking alcohol, in the Bible, it's considered a sin. To eat anything with split hooves, such as deer, back scratches, such as chicken, is considered a sin. To eat pork is considered a sin. To have a tattoo is considered a sin. To wear clothes of opposite of opposite fabrics. That means wearing a t-shirt of cotton and denim pants is considered a sin. To judge is considered a sin. To tell people what they have to do and all that stuff, yeah, that's not right. To get divorced is considered a sin. I've seen one divorce, and one of my step-parents and my blood parent get separated. There would be a divorce, but, financial. Do I seem like a follower of the devil or anything? No. Because I don't push onto people. I am not hateful. I'm not judging. I mean, I'm 19. I'm going to be judgmental about certain things. I see a girl on the street wearing something that I really don't think she probably should be wearing in 32-degree weather, short shorts and a belly shirt. Yeah, but that's more because it's common sense. You're not supposed to wear something like that when it's that cold. And I am not the only person who does this. And anyone who says that they are someone who doesn't do this, they're lying. Because there's always that little voice in the back of your head that will sit there and judge. It's a natural thing. But when you choose to act on that judge and turn that judge into hatefulness, and then try to turn around and use a religion that was based on love and understanding, that is where you are wrong. And that gives people like me a bad image, because I go out and I tell someone I identify as Christian. Yes, I'm straight. I'm white, as you can see. I am an adult. They think, oh, she's going to be judgmental. I've had several friends who get to know me and they know what I'm like. I've had several friends come out to me, and I've helped several of them. I mean, I had to help one of my friends find a place to live because, they were afraid that their family wouldn't accept them. I'd have taken them in, but at the moment I still live with my parents while I'm in school. But, it's the thought that counts, and I know how cliche that sounds, but it's the truth. It's the thought that counts. And there's this Marcus guy, and I have it up on my page, on my Facebook page, and he says, if there are gods and they are just, they will not care how devout you have been, but how good of a person you are. And if there are gods but unjust, then why would you want to worship them? And if there are no gods, then you will cease to be. But you will live on forever in the minds of others and in your good deeds. And people, don't believe the extremists. I have Muslim friends, and none of them have tried to shoot me or bomb my school. And yeah, I know it's a big problem, but to sit there and believe that all people are like the vocal few is ignorance and stupidity. And I'm sorry for those watching this who feel offended, but that is truly how I believe. That might not be how you believe, but that is how I believe. And if you want to understand what I'm talking about, you can go onto websites and you can research this. And it's really not, it shouldn't be as big of a deal as people are making it to be. People are sitting there being hateful, and it hurts because it starts off that I used to be able to say that no gay person has ever been hateful towards my kind, but now it's happening because we are getting a bad image, because the majority is not vocal, because we don't care. It's your business or we support it. One of the two. But there is always the vocal population, and it is the vocal population that is what people see. And people are more likely to believe what they see on their computers than what they don't see happening out in the world. And for those of you sitting there, America is supposed to be this way, and if you're not like this, then you should leave. America was built to be a melting pot of different religions and different ethnicities. That is what it was built on. In the Constitution, it states separation of church and state, meaning because something goes against your religion, you cannot change the way the state is run. Now, if it goes against moral, common sense, or the general well-being of the community in such way that, okay, you start demanding that teachers need to go through certain tests to prove that they're gonna be mentally stable enough and morally stable enough to teach your kids, that is one thing. But to demand that we stop doing the Pledge of Allegiance because it goes against your religion, because it says God in it, that doesn't make any sense. And teachers and students should not. Teachers should not force students, and students should not force other students to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance if they don't want to. Because it's supposed to be a freedom thing. America is not as free as it used to be because so many people want to find little things to complain about. And it's a very stressful thing because the extremists of Christianity have blown this out of proportion. And so many places, so many religions, beliefs have blown everything out of proportion. The other day, my sister told me how feminists didn't believe that women should have to wear bras. And I had to stop her right there. Because that's not true. What it was she got that point of view from a feminist extremist. Women need to wear bras, especially during our periods. It's very painful if they're bouncing around and everything. And yeah, smaller boob girls can, it doesn't jiggle around as much, you don't have as many problems. But bigger boob people like me, my sister, my mom, we don't have that luxury. I very rarely can go without a bra, and if I do go without a bra, it's because the shirt has a built-in one. This is to point out that there are extremists of everything, and you cannot base everything off of the vocal few. That's what I'm going to call them, is the vocal few. And if you know someone who's Christian, you can talk to them about this and, or talk to several, or go and research this, and you'll see. I'm not like, oh my God, religious. I don't wear crosses. I don't go to church. I used to have a Bible that I had since I was like 7. I had it for like 10 years, and then I had to leave it when we moved. But it's not all Christians are like that. Not all feminists are like that. Not all Muslims are like that. Not all black people are ghetto. Not all black people talk, ain't got no shit. Not all of them do it. And just because they do it does not mean that they're unintelligent. That's just how they're used to talking. You can't base the way someone talks, the way someone dresses, the way someone holds themselves. You cannot always judge how intelligent someone is. You can't judge their beliefs on that. I mean, the short shorts and the belly shirt that I mentioned, that, I don't know where she's going. I don't know if she was just wearing that to go around, but in my mind, I'm thinking, that's really stupid. It's 30 degrees outside. You're probably freezing your ass off. And if I had a car and I saw her, I'd probably pull over and see if everything was okay. I don't have a car. Again, finances. I'm not the only person with this problem. It's a tough time, so, and that even goes back to the whole thing, don't judge. Not everyone is the same. Not everyone holds the same belief system. Not everyone is... Not every Christian is a Bible thumper. I'm not a Bible thumper. I'm not going to judge you. If you're gay, you're gay, okay? if you're a gay guy, I'm probably gonna talk to you about what guys you find cute. I talk to my best friend like that. My best friend is bi. There's a saying that sometimes people with tattoos are the nicest people you meet, and sometimes the churchgoers are the most judgmental people you meet, and yeah, that's true in some cases. Just, people, I'm begging you, please, just use your brain, talk to some people before you form a point of view about anything. Do some research. I've done a lot of research. I had to write a 10-page paper my junior year. It was a 10-page research paper, all cited in MLA formatting and everything, and I had like 2 weeks to do this, and I did a lot of research. And I was actually, I've always been accepting of it, but I was actually surprised at some of the information I learned, such as a gay woman will, if she were to be put in a brain scanner, her brain would measure asymmetrical like that of a straight male's. And guess what? It's the same way with gay males registering their brain being scanned and looking the same as symmetrical, the same way that a straight woman's would. And I've heard that lavender lotion will affect the way the baby's hormones are, and maybe that's true, maybe that's not true. I don't know that. But if the lavender lotion helps the baby sleep, use the lavender lotion. Because there's all these parents complaining about they can't get their baby to sleep, and then they don't want to use this thing because they're afraid it's going to make their baby gay. People are born a certain way. You cannot choose. I do not choose to have my hair color. I do not choose to have my eye color. My eyes are green. You can't really see in this video. And, my hair is normally red, but I've got this really bright light here. It's like a strawberry red with a hint of brown kind of thing. You see it better in sunlight, but anyway. I didn't choose to be white. I didn't choose to be tiny. I'm 5 foot at 19. I'm not growing anymore. My 14-year-old brother is 6 foot tall. I did not choose to be short. Trust me, if I chose to be short, I would also choose for shelves not to be so high. We don't choose how we are born, but we can choose how we treat people. We can choose how we accept people. And we can choose to make a change. Nothing's ever going to change. We're not going to make any changes. We're not going to make any strides in anything. Nothing's going to improve if we're too busy fighting each other. And I'm not the whole peace and love kind of thing. No, it's just, it's common sense. If you're too busy fighting each other, you're too busy to solve the problems that are actually affecting you. Your son or your daughter being gay, being lesbian, being transgender, being queer, being anything, that's not going to destroy your family. That's you throwing them out. You disowning them, you hating them, you being hateful and judgmental towards them is going to ruin your family. But what's not going to ruin your family is having a homosexual child. That's what they are. They're homosexuals. They are human beings. Big whoop. Newsflash. And I'm tired of hearing about how my friends are afraid to come out. And, it's hurtful towards me because, I can only imagine how many of my friends that I've made since moving and then going to a new school for a year. I can only imagine how many of my students, how many of my friends are afraid to tell me or come out to me because of this new stereotype that Christians are supposedly to be. Because they believe that, because that's all that they've seen. And I live in a very hick type town. It's not fun going out and seeing or hearing about some kid's family beating him or just random people in the streets beating someone to the point they are hospitalized and often die, or they commit suicide. This is not okay. And I was encouraged and given the courage to post this video because I love Superwoman. She's amazing. Those of you might know her. But on YouTube I saw a video of hers, and I saw the title and I'm like, oh hey, I'm interested in this stuff. I'll check it out. So I go and I click on it, and it really inspired me to make this. And I feel like there's always something you can do to help someone. And when I was 15, I was gonna commit suicide, and a friend reached out to me. I don't talk to that friend anymore, but just that little bit of help helped me, and better now. So in the description down below, I'm going to post a link to Superwoman's video. And those of you who have enjoyed this video, you can follow the link. And for those of you that are struggling, I'm going to post some phone numbers for some places. Some places in Kansas City. This is probably going to reach more than Kansas City if it reaches anywhere. But just, in Kansas City, because that's not too far from where I am, and that's where I sent one of my friends to help him. And I'm also going to put in the suicide help hotline. And, hopefully someone sees this before it's too late and know that there are good people out there. Not everyone is going to judge you, and not everyone's going to hate you, and not everyone's going to go tell you to die and you got to kill yourself. And some people are better because they've been through bad. Some people take the good from the bad. And, I'm not perfect, and nobody is. And, it's just, think about other people. Think about what you're saying and how it can hurt someone. And if you were in the other person's shoes, don't even say, oh, I'm not gay, so I can't even imagine myself to be gay. If gay people can choose to be gay, you can choose to imagine yourself in their shoes. And if you can't, that proves that you cannot choose to be gay. You cannot choose how you are born. But, now I can't remember what I was saying. But, yeah, you gotta think about what you're saying can hurt someone, and you have to put yourself in their shoes, and you have to think about, what are they going through? How is that going to affect how they're perceiving what I'm telling them? And you really shouldn't be telling them stuff like that to begin with. And, I'm actually getting emotional here. I'm shaking. But, growing up is not easy. And for some people, it's not easy even in adulthood, for things that, we think is just a teenage issue. It's not just a teenage issue. Nothing is just a teenage issue, because no one is the same. So, yeah, I'm going to post that stuff in the description below, and hopefully, this reaches out to some of you, and you can really start making a change. Know that you're not alone out there. And I don't know if YouTube has some sort of messaging thing or anything, but if it does, then you can talk to me and I'll listen. I don't get on YouTube much, but when I'm on, I'll send you some stuff, and I'll talk to you and let you know you're not by yourself. And or you could find some friends down in the comments. I've seen it happen. I've had to stop some people because they've been completely horrible people. One person even said that women were designed just to fuck men, and that is not okay. And how he fucked his girlfriend straight, and that is not okay. That type of belief system is not okay, because it's ignorant, it's hateful, and it's hurtful, and don't do it. You're gonna hurt people, and then people are gonna hate you, and people are gonna think when you get older and you look back at at how you act, make sure you're proud of what you put. Don't put something that you're gonna look back on 20 years from now and be like, oh, why did I do that? Don't do it. Don't think about it first. And I know it's the whole YOLO and live your life how you want, but there's a point where it's too far, where it's gone too far. And that point is when you start hurting other people because you think it's funny. So, I'm gonna let you go. And please, like it. I don't care. I don't really do much, so you don't need to subscribe or anything. Just, think about things.